I never imagined that a single conversation could change everything between us. My name is Alex, and I had been dating Rachel for 3 years. On the surface, we seemed perfect. Friends and family admired us, we laughed together, and we shared countless plans for the future. But that illusion shattered one evening over a simple confession. It was late on a Thursday night when Rachel called me. Her voice sounded strange, nervous, almost hesitant. "Alex, there's something I need to tell you." My heart skipped a beat. "What is it?" I asked, trying to keep my voice calm. I'm traveling with my ex," she admitted quietly. The words hit me like a punch to the chest. I froze, unable to process what I had just heard. "What do you mean, traveling with your ex?" I asked, my voice steady but my mind racing. She hesitated, as if expecting me to explode. "I know it sounds bad. It's just for work-related reasons, and I thought you should know. We're not together, I swear. I didn't want to hide this from you." I took a deep breath, feeling the anger and betrayal bubbling inside me. Part of me wanted to yell, demand explanations, maybe even end things immediately. But I paused, looking for the right words, the ones that would make her understand the gravity of the situation. After a long silence, I finally said 2 words. "Goodbye, Rachel." Her voice went quiet. "Alex, wait. Don't do this. Please, let me explain." I shook my head, though she couldn't see it. "No, Rachel. I don't need an explanation. You made your choice the moment you agreed to travel with him. Actions speak louder than words. I loved you, but I can't be with someone who puts me second, who puts themselves in a situation like this." Tears welled up in her eyes. "Alex, I still love you. It's not what you think. We're just traveling, nothing happened, nothing will happen." I stayed silent for a moment, letting her words sink in. "Rachel, I don't doubt your intentions. But trust is fragile. Once broken, it can't simply be repaired by promises or explanations. I loved you, but I love myself enough to walk away from betrayal, even potential betrayal." She sobbed, pleading, begging me to reconsider. I felt a pang in my chest, a mixture of sadness and regret. I had invested years into this relationship, shared countless memories, and envisioned a future together. But I also knew that staying would mean ignoring a red flag, compromising my self-respect, and allowing doubt and mistrust to fester in my heart. "I can't do this," I said finally. "I won't wait around for you to prove your loyalty. I need someone who values our relationship enough not to put themselves in situations that undermine it. I hope someday you understand why I'm doing this." The line went silent, except for her soft sobs. I hung up, feeling the finality of the decision settling over me. That night, I sat alone, processing the mix of emotions: heartbreak, anger, disappointment, and a strange sense of liberation. In the following days, Rachel reached out repeatedly, apologizing, explaining, and trying to convince me to forgive her. I ignored the calls and messages. I realized that healing begins with setting boundaries and respecting one's own emotional needs. Love alone wasn't enough. Trust and integrity were equally essential. Weeks passed. I focused on myself, my work, my friends, my passions. The pain lingered, but so did a growing sense of freedom. I no longer felt the anxiety and doubt that had shadowed my thoughts for weeks. Instead, I felt clarity. The 2 words I had spoken, "Goodbye, Rachel," were not just an end but also a declaration of self-respect and personal boundaries. I reflected on the relationship and the choice I had made. Rachel's confession revealed a flaw in our relationship that I hadn't fully acknowledged. Despite love and shared memories, fundamental values like trust, loyalty, and respect must align for a relationship to survive. When one person compromises those values, the foundation cracks. Months later, I heard that Rachel had returned from her trip, alone. She had learned, I'm sure, the consequences of her choices. As for me, I had grown stronger, wiser, and more certain about what I would and would not tolerate in a relationship. Looking back, that night taught me something essential. Sometimes, the hardest decisions are the ones that save us from future pain. Walking away doesn't mean giving up on love. It means refusing to settle for a version of love that compromises your values and self-respect. 2 words, "Goodbye, Rachel," changed everything. They ended a chapter that had been full of love, but also fragile and flawed. They ended a relationship that could no longer thrive on uncertainty and betrayal. And they started a new chapter in my life, one where clarity, self-respect, and inner strength guide my choices. That night remains a defining moment in my life. It showed me that sometimes, the most powerful words are not those spoken in anger or desperation, but those spoken calmly, firmly, and with conviction. Words that honor your feelings, protect your heart, and demand the respect you deserve. I don't regret what I did. Saying goodbye wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Love can be beautiful, but it can also be dangerous if it blinds you to the truth. And sometimes, ending a relationship is the ultimate act of love, not for the other person, but for yourself.